Hey guys, Mustang here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to be taking a look at LR Bio Broly. I can't believe that, still can't believe that is a thing in the game that we're saying, but LR Bio Broly versus the Beast Gohan Blue Zone fight. Should be interesting to see, because this fight is not necessarily super long, especially with a team like the new Movie Bosses team that does damage incredibly quickly. Because for Bio Broly, ideally, we want to get to turn, was it 6, where we can use his target skill. And on that turn, that's when he then has like the full 90% damage reduction. And so it'd be very interesting to see like how he would actually tank a super from Beast Gohan on that turn. Now, obviously, we've talked about different target abilities and stuff in the past. He would... Even if he tanks that attack, we have to bear in mind the fact that he would get sealed, stunned even, because Beast Gohan does stun on super attack. So, something a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. I'm going to float off Broly here. We wouldn't normally do that, but obviously for this rotation, I do want to keep these guys together. Broly is probably in his best spot, Bio Broly, I should say, when he's between Cell Max and one of the Broly characters, because then he's getting legendary power regardless of which Broly it is and Big Bad Boss is, and then obviously from the Broly units he's getting some of those other links like the Saiyan lineage. So for him, he definitely works better in the middle here, especially early on where he doesn't have all the extra damage reduction, right? Because he's only starting off with the 30%, then 30% extra after he supers, and then he's building up 6% each turn until we get up to 90%. So Gohan supering Cell Max here, obviously he's going to take double digit damage, and then Bio Broly 9.6 million. I mean, that's pretty good for the first turn here. And then additional 5.6. Yeah, that's not bad. Definitely decent numbers for a free-to-play character. The second additional up to 6.1 as well. So, I mean, that's what? Basically 20 million attack stat worth of attacks, whilst being able to tank the normals. We got the dodge in there. I still think dodge is probably the best build for this guy, because in the early turns, that is where he can get caught. And additionals, like, he's going to be doing extra damage, obviously, but his super attack effects don't, like, really give him anything, like, on additional, right? It's not like he's getting a bunch of extra defense or anything like that. So dodge is definitely, I think, the way to go for him. Let's get... Of course, we got the two Super Saiyan Brolys on the same turn. We'll float off the AGL one here, I think. So we'll grab that for you. And then grab that for you. Let the Tech one get a super attack in here and get some build up. I mean, obviously, the Tech Easy A one, able to put out some insane numbers when he's got a bit of build up going. So definitely want to let him get his attacks off here. 29 mil on the first turn with no support. We've got no like in Broly domain active or anything like that. Just, you know, 29 mil just off rip turn 1. Tech Broly's easier. They absolutely snapped with the Tech Broly Easy A. It's so good. Alright, so we do this. Yep, that gives us Saiyan lineage and prepared for battle again. And then we have Big Bad Bosses and legendary power. So I guess we can do this, because he'll negate our first super attack anyway. The AoE from Cell Max is a Ki Blast super, so we can go ahead and do that. Cell Max has got a little bit of build up, so he'll tank perfectly fine here. The great thing about this, and we talked about it in the Bio Broly showcase, is the fact that this team, now the new like Movie Bosses build, has 2 target ability characters. And the thing is, if you can get the timing right, you can use Bio Broly's target ability on that turn where he has the utmost maximum damage reduction. And then on the turn after, he's going to have lost a little bit of damage reduction, but you could then use Cell Max's target ability. And of course, at that point, he's going to be fully built up. So he's going to be looking at, you know, 13+ million defense after using his active skill. So he's going to be essentially invincible. The only thing that is annoying, as we've already mentioned earlier in the video, is when it comes down to the bosses like Beast Gohan that have the ability to stun and seal. And this is something that I've talked about in some of these other showcases before. There's Bio Broly just dodging the super attack, by the way. Another reason why dodge is a great build for him, because what, we're on turn 3, so he would be up to, after supering, what, 78% damage reduction. So he probably would eat that relatively well anyway. Maybe not for double digits, but we wouldn't be taking like, you know, 300k or something. But we got the dodge, so we take 0. So dodge definitely a good build for him, I think anyway. I do think in a non-showcase setting, because, you know, we did the original showcase when we easy A'd him yesterday, farmed him up and easy A'd him. We're doing the showcase here for Beast Gohan. I think I might do a video with like the new, like how crazy the new movie bosses team is with that new Broly support memory with the permanent buff. And I think in the normal like movie bosses build, you'd probably just float him in slot 3. And so he has a good opportunity to like not get caught out. I think both these, yeah, we're on turn 4, right? So both of these Brolys will have been around already. So we are going to have to go ahead and transform both of them here. And this is the other thing, right? Like I was saying with this team and like the damage output that they do, like there's almost no, I feel like there's no chance Gohan survives this turn, right? We literally have the triple tech LR Broly turn against AGL Gohan. So he's about to take some crazy damage here. And then, of course, when it comes to Beast Gohan, that rotation locking thing is usually the most irritating thing about the event. Because we floated off, what, AGL Broly? So there's the possibility he gets locked in slot 1. Bio Broly in slot 1. Not ideal when you can't use the active skill. The active skill turn and him having the target ability works because using the active skill counts as an attack, so that gives him his post super defense, which while still not crazy good is still much higher than his very low start of turn defense, and he really needs that, right? Like it's why units like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta he's not still like top of the meta in terms of being a tank, because he has 90% damage reduction but he has less than 100k defense. So big super attacks are actually still doing damage to him, right? So there's no point having crazy high damage reduction when you don't have the defense to back it up. And that's why Bio Broly doesn't really work as a unit that can take attacks pre-super, or at least pre-attacking, because doing his active skill counts as him attacking, right? Now, interestingly, we didn't finish him off because, of course, I forgot all three Tech LR Broly's 18 key supers are all Key Blast super attacks. So let's see how we get on. So we're on turn 5. So this guy has, what, 5 stacks of the 6%? So yeah, he should be at 90% damage reduction now. But he only has 90k defense. So I'm not sure how hard this AGL Gohan hits for, but if we take a rough stab in the dark and say 2 mil, I think it might be slightly less than that anyway. That means that he would do 200k, and then Broly has, with 90% damage reduction, Broly has 90k defense. So he'd still be taking about 100k damage. Obviously, as the intro buff, which lasts for 4 turns, wears off, he doesn't get the massive amount of extra ki, which is where him having links like Prepared for Battle comes in handy. Because, yeah, we can't actually even get the 18 key super. I could definitely see this is one of the reasons why I think him being a slot 3 unit works well for the team. Because you can kind of try and play out the turn to save orbs for him. Because the way these rotations are working, like a lot of these other units don't need a lot of ki. But, well, yeah, he took 177k from a normal. So maybe he doesn't have 90% damage reduction then. Because this Gohan's not doing 2 million damage normals, surely. But yeah, that's Bio Broly's like biggest weakness, is his pre-attack defense, which you just absolutely do not want him taking attacks. I mean, this is a really bad turn as well, for us to be fair. The only unit that can go in slot 1 is locked in slot 2. So this would be one of those moments that would just be GG, but we're going to use the Senzu Bean to break the lock, because I want to see this next turn with Broly using the active skill. Because this is the thing, I've seen a lot of people say that his defense is too low and that it's just not good enough and all this kind of stuff. But I want to see if he can actually tank the super from Beast Gohan here. So we need to get this next turn. He's going to stun this Tech Broly, which is good, because obviously he would do a lot of damage. The Tech EZA Broly will do a lot of damage, but hopefully we can make it through here. I mean, Int Broly shouldn't do too much because he's not like crazy built up yet. So Okay, yeah, that's not too bad then. That's good. 21.5 mil additional. Alright, so yeah, we're lined up here quite nicely. Because, yeah, I just want to see what he's going to look like on this active skill turn. Because the active skill turn with the target ability, I feel like that's the main crux of, like, whether he's going to be good on the team or not. Because, like, turn 1 performance, his defense is shoddy and risky because he doesn't have as high damage reduction built up yet. His damage is okay, but it's nothing crazy. His real strength is going to be, is he good enough defensively when those few turns have passed and his damage reduction is built up, and then you use the active skill? Like, is his defense good enough at that point? And if the answer is no, then he's probably not worth running on the team, right? So he got locked in slot 2, so that's fine, because then we can go ahead and sell max slot 1, use the target ability, and then let's see how we are looking after this. So turn into giant BROLY. Not exactly crazy damage, but it is what it is. So we get the target skill, and then we are at 262k defense. So I guess we can grab those for you. Yeah, see, key, huge issue for him here. And then I guess there's no reason not to do this. I should have turned the animation off, but hey, let's get it in the video anyway. Paragus getting crushed. It's so good that this is an active skill in the game now. It's so easy to get as well. It is literally free, right? It's just the turn after he transforms. So, okay, so let's see what happens to BROLY. Double digits for the normal. Oh, he gets guard on the active skill turn as well, which is the huge difference maker. It's not just the fact that he has the damage reduction and he has got his post-attack buff. He also has guard. I mean, there you go. So the guard makes a lot of difference. He tanked that for double-digit damage. Whereas previously we saw him take a slot 1 normal attack from the AGL GOHAN for nearly 200k. Whereas here, with the target ability turn, he tanked the super for double-digit damage. So, I mean, there you go. That can be very useful. If you are using him as a slot 3 floating character, it's going to be what? If he's on turn 1, you float him off, he comes back on turn 4. Float him off again, he comes back on turn 7. If you're still in the event at that point, you're going to be in the final phase against the toughest part of the boss, right? Then you can pop his target ability. He's in slot 3. He tanks the attacks, and the 2 units in slot 1 and 2 just get to go ham. And then you should be all good at that point, I would imagine. So, yeah, definitely very, very good. The animations are still on, so we get to see full power BROLY come out here. But yeah, I mean, he's certainly an interesting unit. I feel like we always have to remember when we talk about this guy that he is a free-to-play unit as well. And shout out for them to the way they've streamlined the Prime Battle grind. I think it was yesterday on stream. I went live basically as the event came out, like bang on the hour. And it took me, what, an hour? Maybe like an hour and 5 minutes. And we had the 777 medals farmed and him easy aid. And then obviously I didn't do the 777 medal grind twice. I just used Kais to get him to full SA. Because I have all these Kais, that's what they're there for, right? But the fact that they streamlined it so much, there's been Prime Battle LRs in the past where, like, when I'd go to my old job to work a night shift, I'd spend hours. I mean, fair enough, I might have been slightly distracted at points by work, but it would take me hours and hours to farm up, like, the 777 medals. Especially when you were getting those runs where you get, like, the 5 drop, which is, like, the lowest one, right, out of the different RNG drops you could get. You're getting, like, 5. Whereas this time, we were doing runs, because they have the boosted category straight away, I was getting runs where we were getting like 70, 80 medals like every run, which obviously makes it way, way easier. So there hasn't been a Prime Battle LR released for a long time. So hopefully this is going to be the new meta going forward for these Prime Battle LRs. There is, of course, the discussion of whether they should be giving them easy A's straight away, or whether they should just be making them good enough as is, and then they can easy A them later. But I've said this before many times, like on the podcast and stuff, like if it's a free-to-play unit, I don't mind it as much, because you know, rather than like with a summonable unit, like Wrathful Broly is a good example. We've never gotten another Wrathful Broly. So we got that one unit, he easy aged straight away, and then as soon as he aged out, that was it. You just can't use him anymore, which is really annoying. But for a free-to-play character, you know, you can easy age them straight away, and then when this Bio Broly ages out, you just bring out a new free-to-play, like, movie boss character. It doesn't have to be another Bio Broly, but another free-to-play movie boss character. And you can easy A them straight away, and then when they age out, you just bring out another one, which is fine because they're free. It's when they do it with summonable units that it's really annoying, but we'll see going forward if this is the new meta for Prime Battle LRs. I assume it would be. Like, why give this guy an easy A straight away if that's not what they were going to do for the ones in the future? But I guess we'll have to wait and see until the next one comes out. But let me know your thoughts on physical LR Bio Broly down below in the comment section. I mean, he did his job that I wanted to see here on this run, tanking that Beast Gohan Super for double digits. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.